Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new video and another episode of my MotoGP 19 career mode here today for round 4 for the Spanish Grand Prix at Jerez. If you guys missed the last episode, round 3 for the US GP, the Americas GP at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas, then you can go watch the race by clicking the card in the top right hand corner of your screen. Or for that matter, if you missed any of the episodes so far guys, there will be a link down below in the description for the full playlist for you guys to go watch any of the races so far. And even if you want to get up to speed on the series or just watch the MotoGP section of it, we're only 3 episodes in, so you've got plenty of time to get up to speed before we jump any further into the season. Now, today we are here at Jerez, one of my favourite tracks on the calendar, and in terms of the championship, it's looking okay. We're currently P7 behind Danilo Petrucci, equal on points with him though, and Jack Miller's actually ahead of us, P4, our teammate, and Dovi leads the way, so we're not exactly dominating when it comes to the Ducati bracket. We've only got, I believe, Pecco Bagnaia behind us, who's currently way down in P18. But other than that, every other Ducati is in front of us, so we need to improve and do better. We fell off in Argentina in round 2 when we was in 2nd place, and we finished the race in 9th, which, ideally would have put us in the top 4 for points, but we kind of just threw it away. So, yeah, we're going to try and capitalise and see if we can try and pick up our first win here today. We're still winless in this series, and we're going to try and make some upgrades as well. So first of all, in the last episode we did an anti-wheelie upgrade. This time we're going to do a traction control upgrade to improve rear traction out of corners. That's going to be quite important. But I've also got my eye, I can't lie guys, on the transfer window. We've got this race, then we've got Le Mans and Mugello, and then we've got a contract window, or a transfer window. And if I can get an offer to go into the works team at Ducati, I'm absolutely going to take it. So yeah, we're going to see how that one goes. So we've got 3 more races left on this bike, at least for now. It could be for longer, but if I can move early on in the season, that'd be great. But we're going to tackle the first race here at Jerez, so let's jump into it and let's get to practice first of all and do the practice programs. Currently doing the first practice program for the track affinity. My first lap was just good enough. We did a 140.03. I've made an absolute hash of that section there using first gear by accident, but I've also got Dovi behind, I believe, who's been trying to lunge up the inside a couple of times and overall has ruined my laps a bit, but we should be okay to successfully complete this practice program. I was a 10th off Valentino after 2 sectors. We've absolutely made a hash of sector 3. As we now go into the final corner, let's end this on a higher. Track affinity, the line spot on, we've pretty much lost hardly no score. As we run up to the line, then we should be improving on this lap, and there we go, job done, maximum points. We now move on to quick lap simulation. Okay, the benchmark has just been lowered by Dovi on the works Ducati into the 37s. I'm currently on my qualifying sim here, and we was 6/10 up on Valentino, who was still quickest with that 38.3. Obviously now the benchmark's a lot lower, but sector 4 is my strong sector here. I'm very quick through here, we make up a lot of time, but we're only a fraction up on Dovi here, 0.17 at the final corner, up to the line. Let's see what this lap's like. Is it good enough? Yes it is. P1, there we go, and we get maximum points. Decent stuff. Having said that, it makes for interesting reading because we're quickest on a soft. Dovi done that lap on medium. So I think our lap's good enough to get into Q2. I'm not really too concerned about that, but it looks like we could be on for an interesting weekend here, because normally I'm quite quick in qualifying and then I lose a lot of pace in the race on the harder tyres. So this could be an interesting one. I think we might have a fight in our hands even for qualifying. So I'm going to take a chance to say that lap's good enough for Q2. And I think we shouldn't be under too much pressure. So I'm going to say that's good enough. I think we'll get top 12 with that lap. So let's jump into qualifying. Let's hope we jump straight into Q2. Okay, so we're into Q2 as P1 actually, so surprisingly nobody else improved over the weekend, unless the AI just completely stayed away from the soft tyres, which could be possible, but now we're going to get the true reality check and the true pace of the AI, and let's see what they're like on soft tyres, and let's see if they actually do have the pace, or maybe that was just a special lap from Dovi, a one-off special lap on double mediums. Let's find out. It's time for qualifying. Oh, mate. Don't know what Dovi's doing there. Again, he's running my lap like in practice. I'm going to try and hang around the inside for the next corner, and we'll get by, luckily enough. But that's going to cost me a little bit of time. Not a major amount, but a little bit. Rins setting the pace with a 37.5 in the Suzuki, so we're a 10th down on him after that altercation with Dovi again. End of the first lap. A little bit wide there at the final corner. On the curve, not ideal, but do we beat Rins this time? 37.3, so there we go. First decent benchmark set, but I know there's more time in that because of what happened in the first sector. We're going to just cool off for a minute and we'll strap on a fresh set and try again as Dovi goes through. We're going to not hold him up. There we go. We'll try again. A little bit hot there, but we're going to recover by getting a better exit. A little bit of a wheelie, but we're 3, nearly 4 tenths up. It's a better lap so far. I reckon we can scrape a 36 here if we pull this together. I know there's a bit of time in sector 4 as well. What a lap so far. Hold it together now for the final corner. There we go. On the power. A little short shift just to avoid the wheelie, but that should be into the 36s surely. Yes, we do. There we go. 36.7. Big lap. Big statement. It was very close actually. I had a look at the monitor after our first run, and every bike behind us in the top 12 was within a second. And actually Marcus is currently P2. He was a 10th off my previous best, so I think the AI could still improve, so we're going to go back to the garage and see how things get on in the session. I don't think there's much more in that lap. I was very happy with that one. Not really any mistakes in that one, except for running a little bit dry, a little bit wide, a little bit deep into the dry sack. As Dovi actually, as I say that, improves to a 36.7. Wow, okay. So Dovi's got the pace. He's been quick all weekend. Let's have a cool down here and we'll go again next time around. I thought I was good. I thought that lap actually was good enough. I'm going to have to try and somehow improve and find more time, even though that lap was really, really good. Okay, this is going to be the all or nothing Banzai lap. Let's set it up. It still says I'm P1 in the position thing on the top right, just that Dovi's got the fastest lap. So here we go then. Last lap. Let's give it absolutely everything. It's a bad sector 3. Rear tyre starting to overheat. I'm going to need a special sector 4 if I want to pull something out of the bag here. That's not too bad, a little bit wide there, but that's pretty decent. Oh, damn it. Invalidation. Ah, damn, that's a shame. That's that lap done then. Wow. What? Wait, what? Okay, so we hold first place. We actually set the exact same lap. Whoa, what the hell is this? Okay, so somehow we've kept first place. I think it's because obviously we set a lap first. So we bring home the pole position for Jerez, but Dovi sets the identical time to our lap. And it's actually a fraction quicker because if you look at the 000, the icon is actually negative rather than positive. So if you go more than those 4 zeros, he must have been quicker, but for some reason they've given it to me and I've set that up first. So I'll take it. Marquez third, only a 10th off, so that front 3 very competitive. Valentino Rossi, Alex Rins and Vinales on the second row, and then Crutchlow, Miller, Espargaro on the third row. But overall, that is one of the most incredible qualifying sessions I've ever had, and it's a tie for first place, but we just edge it, and we're going to start the race from pole position. Let's jump into it and let's see if we can try and finally win a race here. Although this one's going to be tricky because normally I'm quicker in qualifying, but this time it was very close. So I've got a feeling we might struggle in the race. Either way, let's jump into it. Here we are then on the grid for the Spanish Grand Prix here at Jerez. There is Andrea Dovizioso starting from second place somehow alongside us. And there is the home favourite Marc Marquez looking laser focused here as we get ready to get underway in this race, and hopefully I can win. I really want to win it. It's going to be tricky, competitive, the order's going to be tough. There is Valentino Rossi, the doctor, in P4, but first of all, let's do some tyre changes. Now for this one, I'm going to try medium. I've struggled with the rear tyre a lot this season so far, so we're going to take a risk. It does overheat a little bit, but I think we'll be okay. I want to have that advantage of having a little bit more grip at the start of the race, so let's try it. It's going to be a risky one, different strategy to usual, but hopefully it pays off. So let's jump into it. It's time for round 4 for the Spanish Grand Prix. Right, here we go then. First gear selected, 5 lights are on at Jerez. Lights are on, away we go. That's not a bad start actually. We killed off the overspeed and the revs and avoided the wheelie. We managed to get some decent power down. We're on the outside, we're going to just power past Marquez. Can we switch to the inside and get down the inside of Dovi here at turn 2? We're going to stick our bike in, a little bit of contact. We've had plenty of contact, both myself and Dovi, all weekend long. On the switchback though, we're going to go down the inside and we're going to take back first place. Aggressive start, the medium tyres definitely much more noticeable. Picking up a lot more grip off the line, which makes a change. Seems like the hard tyre struggles for rear grip off the line. But there we go, onto the back straight for the first time and we've managed to hold on to first place. So we have to fight for it. Briefly down to P4, but job done. Now, do we have race pace? And will the medium hold on for 9 laps around here? We'll find out, but let's try and settle into this race, find our rhythm, and see if we can run qualifying pace on double medium tyres. In practice, the quickest I can do is in the 38s, but I feel like I've found more pace since then, so I can do better. If I can run low 37s on mediums, that'll be a good pace. So let's try and get ahead down here and settle into this race. My lines aren't the best at the minute, so I need to kind of go quiet for a bit and focus. Okay, lap 1, done and dusted. Got a decent gap behind already. Let's try and keep it, or even extend it if we can. I'll be very shocked if we have the pace here, but then again, maybe the medium is just a much better combo of race tyre on this bike. You know, I'm still learning these MotoGP bikes every race. But also we'll find out if we have tyres at the end. That's going to be the key factor as well. And overheating is going to be important. Oh, Dovi's gone down. He's gone down at the dry sack. I did see Marquez just take P2, so there may have been some contact there, but Dovi's way down the order now, and he's crashed very early on in this race, so he's going to lose a lot of positions. You know, unlike me, you know, when I crashed in Argentina, the pack was quite spread out because it was the last lap of the race, so I didn't lose that much ground, but Dovi's going to go all the way out the points. So Marquez is now the nearest challenger, and he's in P2, so this is working out beautifully for us, and I've got good race pace at the minute so far. Like I said, my concern is will the medium hold on as we hit the bump there. That's not going to help. A bit too early on the turn in. I've got to be careful with that. That's going to invite the pressure from behind now as Marquez is pretty close. And Rins actually sends one down the inside. Look at that, there you go. Alex Rins getting stuck in as we set the pace 38.7. Still the quickest lap of the race with the mistake, but that should have been well into the 137s. Let's keep going though. Seems like we've got a good race pace. And I think Dovi was my biggest challenger. He was quick all weekend. So him being out of the equation now is going to open up a lot more opportunity for us to try and win this race now. I'm just so strong through sector 1. You can see the gap open up. Really good pace. Bike's working fantastically well. And so far, the rear tyre on the medium is looking pretty good. So it's positive signs so far in this race. Okay, that was a clean lap. 37.6. That's more like it. Marquez back in the P2 though. He's starting to break away from the bikes behind. He's starting to get a move on. And he wants to try and hang with me. As Rins actually retakes P2 now. That's good news. The more that happens, the better for me. Because they'll lose time. Well, it's a bit hot. But we won't lose much time. I'll get the good exit as a consequence. Which is a good consequence from running deep into the dry sack. It's just good that we're running out front by ourselves. We've got no traffic. And no one's lunging it down the inside, which is what you want. As I run wide again now, I've got some grass on my tyres. Briefly running wide. Just got to try and cut out these little mistakes, which I've been making a lot recently, both in qualifying and the race. But it's definitely been a good race so far for me. The tyre, and also the good start as well. A rare, decent start from us. Not really losing any ground and able to snap back straight away. Key factors in this as we take a chunk out of that corner. I got off the gas this time just to avoid getting airborne, but so far so good as we approach the half race distance. hanging in there. That was a bit of a scruffy lap from me, but still no pressure from behind, so let's keep it going. Oh my goodness me. That was from absolutely miles away. On this lap, Marquez has got a move on here. He's not messing around. Where did that come from? 37.5 from Marquez, and setting the pace as he hits the front. Okay, we need to respond now somehow. But that came from nowhere. That was a lunge and a half if I've ever seen one. Marquez is really making a run for this. He's all of a sudden just woken up like a beast. Really going for this. He was battling Rins a moment ago, and look where he is now. That was literally just a lap ago. Marquez really switching it on here in this race. He's been pretty average this season so far. He's not really done much, but seems like the home race, you know, cheering by the home fans. You can smell blood. Dobby's gone down, and all of a sudden he's realised he can win this race. I'm trying to hang on to him, but now is when we're going to start struggling with the medium rear. I had my chance to pull out the gap, and I didn't do enough. Still 3 laps to go in this race, so this is still quite open. I've got to try and keep up with him though, as best as I can. That was a good end to the lap for a change. Normally we lose out there, because sector 1's my strong point. On the power. There we go. Right, Marquez has actually pulled out a gap here. I've tried to respond, but he's going faster and faster. This is going to be tricky, this is. I think Marquez has really pulled the pin here. He's really going for it. I'm trying my hardest to respond. 2 laps to go. Another 37.6 from me. He's just got too much pace at the minute. All I can hope for is that his tyres go off, or, you know, overheat a little bit, and that'll bring him back into it. But I don't have his pace as we run hot there. My front's starting to overheat, so I've got to be careful with that. Struggling down the tyres big time. Oh my god, Rins absolutely overshoots that one. You just saw him flash by. It's going to be a challenge to keep Rins behind in this last lap now, because my tyres are fading. I'll take P2 right now. Forget the win, we've lost that now. Marquez is too quick, too consistent, so I'll take a P2. Right then, here we go for the final few corners. Decent final lap. Just managed to hang in there. A little bit hot into the final corner. That might just invite some pressure from Rins, but we've done enough. Marquez in the end actually dominates the race. Really strong pace. We're going to come home P2. I'll take that. No complaints on my end. Best result of the season so far. There we go then, there are the final race results, and Marquez wins it and also picks up the fastest lap. He actually went even quicker, I think, on the last lap with a 37.4. We come home P2, and I'll take that. That's, like I said, our best result of the season so far, and up until that point it was 3rd place in Qatar. So a good podium for us, and then we've got Rins P3 rounding off the top 3, and then Crutchlow, Rossi, Vinales, Mir, Espargaro and Bagnaia actually getting 9th place there, my teammate. Jack Miller only P10, disappointing from him, but Bagnaia scoring some decent points there this season. And then Morbidelli, Petrucci, Espargaro, Nakagami and Lorenzo rounding out the top 15. So Petrucci as well struggling on the works Ducati, and in the end Dovi just misses out in P16 on the point. So no points there for Andrea Dovizioso, which means for the Riders' Championship we go from 7th to 3rd in one race, and we're 7 points off leader Marc Marquez and 2 points behind the Doctor Valentino Rossi and 1 point ahead of Alex Rins. Dovi drops all the way down to P5 in one race, so from 1st to 5th, a big fall from grace there for Andrea Dovizioso. And in terms of the team championship, we're currently leading the way, actually, surprisingly. We take 1st place, and we're 8 points clear ahead of Monster Energy, Yamaha and Ducati. My points plus Jack Miller's, plus also Francesco Bagnaia's. We actually lead the way there, so that's very good news for us. And in terms of the constructors, we also lead, and we are 22 points clear of Honda, 30 clear of Yamaha, and 35 of Suzuki. So overall, a decent weekend's work and a positive weekend, and we're going to try and move forward going into the next race at Le Mans and then Mugello. Hopefully we can try and score that elusive win. Mugello is the one. If I can win it there, that'd be fantastic. But guys, that is it for this episode of Career Mode. If you did enjoy it, drop a like on the video and also get subscribed if you are new for daily Formula 1 and MotoGP content, and turn on notifications to not miss any videos from me. And finally, check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next episode very soon. But until then, It's goodbye from me.